Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for tuning in.
Thank you for tuning in.
We are talking about anger
Lovely
today.
to have you on board. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've been looking at love itself, what it is.
There's my girl.
Yeah, that's what we've been talking about. And I think last week we talked about, can you remember what we talked about?
We talked about love is not
selfish.
Yes.
The previous week we looked at love is not rude,
yeah,
and so on and so forth. Now, these are coming from 1 Corinthians chapter 13.
Yes.
And starting from verse 4. And now we are on verse 5. Last week we looked at 5b.
Yeah.
And then today we are talking about 5c.
That's right.
Which says love is not easily angered.
Yes.
Now we can't go into a lot of details of what we talked about the previous days, because that's going to take the whole of our time. But if at all this is the first time and you would like to catch up, the videos are there. So you can just go on Facebook and then just type in or whatever you're looking for. They are all titled, and then you listen to it. But today we want to proceed and talk about love is not easily angered.
So we've got a response just before we go in. We've got
Wonderful.
A response from Auntie B. She says that we were asking if you've planned a journey, you've planned to fly out on your dream journey with husband and wife, and then the husband forgot to renew the passport of the wife. How would you react? How would be your reaction? So here's a response from Auntie B.
Yeah.
She says, first of all, the wife shouldn't even blame the husband.
I like
she
that
should have
one.
made a follow-up on her passport weeks before the date of travel.
Yes.
I'm not sure about that, Auntie B, but yes, I get that. But I'll tell you what
really
I'll do
good.
as we go on.
I like that. At least we are off the hook.
Yes, we are off the hook.
The husbands are off the hook, so that's really good.
Yeah, good. Yeah, good.
Okay, so today we're talking about love not being easily angered.
Yes.
Now, last week we said love is not selfish, and the things that we discovered when we were talking about that was that in all of us, in each one of us, is an element of selfishness.
Yeah.
Or we are self-centered.
Yes.
It's natural, it's normal. We are supposed to. Otherwise, if we are not, then you find that I may take my food and give it to her because I am not selfish. So I give you my food and then I starve to death. So there's an element of selfishness, but we are able to draw a line and say, okay, at what stage does self-centeredness now ceases and then it becomes selfishness?
Yeah.
And we are saying love is not selfish. So at what stage do you cease now to operate in love and then you get into selfishness? So the one that we are looking at today is very similar to the one we looked at last week. So love is not easily angered. So before we can talk about anything, we like to define words first of all. So we looked up the dictionary definition of the word anger.
Yeah.
And what it says is that anger is a strong feeling of displeasure.
Yeah.
It's a very strong feeling of displeasure. So it's an emotion of displeasure.
Yeah.
Where you feel you know absence of pleasure, so which is displeasure. So that's what the definition is. And like we have said, we all experience this emotion.
We do. Yes.
We all experience this feeling of anger.
Yeah.
We have an element of that in us.
Yeah.
Because of course, because of our fallen nature.
That's right.
In the Bible, I think in Galatians chapter 5 verse 20, it talks about it actually lists anger.
19, yeah.
It does list anger as one of the acts of the flesh.
That's right. Yeah.
So as an act of the flesh, it's rooted in sin. So because we were all conceived and we were born in sin.
Yeah.
So there is some element of anger in each one of us. So we can establish. No one here can claim and say, "No, me, I'm an angel.
Yes.
I don't feel that. I don't feel that emotion. I don't experience that." So we all experience that because of the fact that we actually were born in sin.
Yeah.
So now to take it a little bit further, to just confirm or establish the fact that we all experience this, the Bible does not deny the fact that we can feel the feeling of anger or we can experience the emotion of anger.
Yeah.
It does not deny that. It actually says that in each one of us is a potential or the capacity to get angry.
Yes.
But the thing that it says, the thing that the Bible warns us is that when you get angry, it's okay to get angry. You can get angry, but when you get angry, make sure that you don't sin.
Yes.
So there's a way that once you get angry, you can sin.
Yes.
Also, make sure that when you're angry, you don't allow your anger to go throughout.
Yes.
So you don't allow the sun to set on your anger. That's what Ephesians, I think it should be Ephesians 4, verse
26.
Yeah, I think that's the one that that talks of. So yeah, so the Bible confirms the fact that we all can feel the anger, but we have to make sure that when we feel that anger, we do not actually sin.
That's right.
And we do not allow the anger to go on until sunset.
Yes.
So Ephesians 4:26, the Amplified says, be angry. That's the Amplified version. Be angry at sin. So
some things
at
that
immorality. Now, why it says at sin? Because we can say there's two types of anger.
Yeah.
There's what you call righteous anger or righteous indignation. The sort of anger that that we feel like when Jesus went into the temple and turned the tables round. He was angry. Now his anger was righteous anger because he was angry at the fact that people were not actually obeying God, or people were changing the temple, the place where they're supposed to go and worship in. They were turning it into something now that they were turning it into a marketplace.
Yeah.
So that's righteous anger. So this is what the Bible is talking about. It says, be angry at sin, at immorality, at injustice, at ungodly behavior. Yet do not sin.
Yes.
Do not let your anger cause you shame, nor allow it to last until the sun goes down. So this is what we were saying. So you can get angry, but don't sin, and don't allow your anger to let the sun, don't be angry until the sun sets down.
That's right.
So in other words, we're saying don't go to bed angry.
Yes.
And stay angry until the following day. Because once you do that, then you begin to get into sin. But you can get angry. Now, having said that, I think it's important that now we go back to what we are trying to establish, what we are talking about. So what we are saying, according to 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 5 and 6, what we are saying, verse 5c, what we are saying is that love is not easily angered.
Yeah.
So I think that's the distinction that we want to draw. So love is not easily angered.
Yeah.
You can get angry, but love, when you are operating in love, you should not easily get angry.
So can I pose a question to the audience? How easy is it not to get easily angered? Just to say, is it easy not to get easily angered? To some of you that can chat, you can just post yes or no to them that can.
Yeah.
If not, it's fine. It's just a pause to you. Is it very easy not to easily get angry?
Yeah. So is it easy to get angry? In other words, is it
or not to? Because love is not easily angered.
Yeah. So love is not easily angered.
Yeah.
So if you are operating in love, or if you claim to love your spouse, you should not easily get angry. It's okay to get angry. Make sure you don't sin when you get angry. Make sure you don't stay angry until sunset. But love does not easily get angry. So there is a period there. There is some long suffering that's involved. So when you are operating in love, you can get angry, yes, but you should not easily get angry.
Yes.
So do we have any how easy is it to
not easily get angry? No one has said. We can go on. Yeah.
So we can proceed. Did you want to say anything there, or
no? When we talk about the love, when we started talking about love, we started talking about love, which in its purest form is understanding, is acceptance. It accepts, it understands, and it allows participation.
Yeah.
And the flip side of the conditional love is the one which rejects, which also judges, and which manipulates.
Yeah.
So when we talk about love which is not easily angered, I think when we look at this particular subject of love is not easily angered, it can be embedded in the purest form of love, which comes in the understanding, and we can look at that, I think, as we go on.
Okay. Yeah. So that's a distinction. So it's important that we draw these lines. So one, yes, we can get angry. That's fine, but love does not easily get angered.
Yeah.
Some other versions that we looked at, just to try and compare with different versions. So the King James Version says, love is not easily provoked.
Yeah.
So if you are walking in love, or if you claim to love your spouse, you should not easily get provoked.
Yes.
Yes, you have the permission to get angry, as long as you don't sin, as long as you don't allow that to go over throughout the day. But you should not easily be provoked.
Yeah.
That's what King James. The other version says it. I like what this one says. The Message Bible. It says, "Love does not fly off the handle."
Yes, I know.
Yes. It does not fly off the handle.
Yeah.
Hi, Sadis.
Yes. And Pastor
Thanks
K
for
is there, and
thanks
Maureen,
for
thank you
tuning
for
in.
watching. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it does not fly off the handle.
Yes.
It just doesn't,
Yeah.
get off and just go off.
Yeah.
So the other version that we looked at, it says that love is not irritable or resentful.
Yes.
That's the other one that we looked at. So those are the ones that we are trying to draw your, to draw our attention to. So now the question is, so if love is not easily angered, the question is, why? Why is love not easily
Yes.
angered?
Why should love not easily be angered?
Yeah.
Why and how possible? And how possible is love not easily angered?
Yeah, because we are saying that we all can have the potential to get angry.
Yes.
We all have the potential to, to stay angry, as long as we don't allow the sun to set on our anger.
Yes.
That's what we're establishing. But we're saying that love itself has a long fuse,
Yes.
so to speak.
Yeah.
So love does not easily get angered,
Yes.
does not easily get provoked, does not easily
Get irritated.
It's not easily resentful.
Yeah.
So why is love how come this is what's the so why love does not easily get angered is because of what we have already established. When we began to talk about the definition of love, we began by saying that if we were to build a house of love,
Yes.
we call that house love. We said that the foundation of that house will be the unconditional love.
Yes.
So the purest kind of love, that the sort of love that's not dependent on the person that's receiving the love, but dependent on the person that's giving the love. So it's the sort of love that once you give, you are not expecting anything in return.
Yes.
You are giving it because you have chosen to give it.
That's right.
And because you have decided to give it. So that's the foundation. And without that, then that house of love that we're trying to build would not survive. And we also said that there are two main pillars that we can put to try and, if we try to build the house. So the two pillars that we talked about were patience and kindness.
Yes, and these are the only two
Yeah.
which in this chapter, 1 Corinthians 13,
Yeah.
verse 4 coming down, these are the only two which says love is. The rest
Yeah.
of them is love is not, love is not. So the two, patience and kindness, which we talked about and we dealt on so much
Yeah, yeah.
in the past, but it's coming back again.
Yeah, so that's what we established. So like she has said, patience and kindness, these are the two pillars. And everything else, 1 Corinthians says it's not. Like now we are saying love is not easily angered. Last week we said love is not selfish.
Yes.
The other week we said love is not rude. The other week we said love is not boastful, or love is, is not this. But patience and kindness, it says love is. So why is love not easily angered?
Yes. Can I pose a question? How do you manage not to be easily angered? The audience, how do you manage? What do you use? What is your way of not easily getting angry? Can we hear from you, please? What is one of your ways that you don't easily get angry? When you are provoked, when you are hurt, how do you manage not to easily get angry?
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah. A minute to see, to hear. How do you not easily get angry?
Yeah.
When you are provoked, how do you not easily get irritated? In your relationship, how do you manage? How did you manage?
Not to fly off the handle.
Not to fly off the handle, yes.
Yeah, it's what we're going to talk about.
No. No, yeah. So
okay.
a minute, we'll hear from you.
Is there anyone brave enough to share with us?
Yes, how you
manage to contain? I mean, we obviously that scenario that we gave had the potential to try and create some issues.
Yeah.
But obviously, it was handled in a very nice and gentle way.
Yes. Yes.
But it would be nice to hear if your husband forgot to renew your passport, and then you have to fly out and you can't cancel that, and then your husband and the kids manage to fly off and you remain by yourself because he forgot to renew your passport.
Yes.
So how do you manage not to fly off the handle?
Yes.
Yeah,
I would definitely fly off the handle. Definitely.
Okay, someone said something there.
Yeah, I would definitely fly off.
Yeah. This.
Aunt Maureen says, walk away and calm down, then talk about it. But they have gone, Auntie. They have gone.
Okay, just in this scenario, but in a wider scenario.
Oh, in a wider scenario. All right, thank you, Auntie. Yeah, this one was about the passport.
Yes.
Yeah, that is one way. Yes, indeed, it's true. You have to walk away and come back. Aware of your own emotions. Know when to walk away to cool off. So there is the walking away here. Okay. We are seeing people walking away.
So just walking away.
Yes, walking away.
To where?
To where?
Just walking away. So you just stay away so that you don't fly off the handle, because there is a potential.
Yes.
This is what we are saying, that there is a potential to fly off the handle.
Yes.
Because you've just been provoked.
Yeah.
That's serious provocation.
Yes.
So thank you so much for those answers. If there are any more, then would love to hear.
Yes, how you contain your anger.
How you manage to handle that.
How you manage not to be easily angered. How you manage not to be easily irritated.
Yeah.
How you manage not to be easly provoked. So anyone with that, thank you so much for the ones that I've shared.
Thank you.
We're gonna now move on to what you prepared.
So why? So we are saying, so there's a potential to get angry, but love is not easily angered. But we have to keep repeating that so that we can get it. We can, draw the line. So why love is not easily angered is because love has got different, facets or attributes. Like we established last time. One of the attributes that we established last time was that, which we talked about, was that love is patient.
Yeah.
So love is patient, and because love is patient, when a scenario like the scenario that we've just given shows itself or presents itself, then if you are walking in love genuinely, and a person that's walking in love will be patient.
Yes.
So a loving person cannot easily be angered.
Yes.
Because they can bear provocation.
A patient person.
A patient person.
Yes.
Someone who is patient can bear provocation.
And love is patient.
And love is patient. So we are still talking about one of the main pillars of love, which we talked about in the beginning. And this is a definition that we gave then. So I'm sure those that we are not there, if you look at the videos that we've done, one of them we talks about love is patient. That's where we talked about. So the definition of patience is bearing provocation, bearing annoyance, or pain without complaint, loss of temper, or irritation.
Yes.
So someone who is able to suck all that in, like it's been rightly said, that once that happens, the best thing to do is walk away.
Yeah.
And so when you are walking away, you are trying to suck the pressure in.
Yes.
You're trying to handle all that pressure.
Yeah.
So you are trying to be patient before you fly off the handle.
Yeah.
Just almost immediately, you have to be patient. So
Yeah.
love is patient. So you contain yourself. Now, when we are being patient, and we established it last time, that what we are trying to do in patience is we are trying to seek to understand.
That's right, yes. And we are going back to the purest form of love, which is the unconditional purest form of love, which manifests itself in understanding, in acceptance, and in participation. And on this one, on the anger one, we are still linking it to understanding.
Yeah.
The unconditional way of love, which is purest in its form, its understanding. And when you're trying to understand, when you put yourself to understand why this person has done this, we are trying to understand, because anger is a secondary emotion.
Yeah.
We have said that anger is an emotion, but it's a secondary emotion. And when we seek to understand, when we walk away, like others have said, we are walking away from the scenario which is becoming heated, which is causing us to easily get irritated, provoked, and maybe we end up being angry. We are trying to understand, what is this that has caused this person to act in this way?
Yeah.
What is this that has caused this person to tell me this? Because there is something underneath the anger, which is a secondary emotion, which is the first primary emotion.
Yeah.
And it has manifested itself in the anger, which is the secondary emotion.
Yeah.
That's why when we become patient, we are trying to understand, what is it? We are patient to get understanding of why this person who loves me, we love each other. Why are they flying off the handle? Why have they done this?
Yeah, so we are also trying to understand, like it's been rightly pointed out, that you walk away and then come and have a conversation afterwards. So when you walk away, your fuse is very short.
Yes.
You can fly off the handle easily because you've been provoked. Now when you walk away and then you come back, you've cooled down, and now you sit down and then try to understand, why was my passport not renewed? It may well be that this gentleman has an excuse, or has an explanation, in other words, to say the reason why this never happened is A, B, C, D.
Yeah.
So you try and you sit down and try and run through that and try and come to an understanding. So Proverbs puts it so well, what we are just talking about. Proverbs 14 and verse 29. This is the Amplified Version, which says, "He who is slow to anger has great understanding."
Yes.
Yeah, so he who is slow to anger has great understanding. That's Proverbs 14:29. And it goes on to say, of course, in brackets, it amplifies it. It says, "and profits from his self-control."